Okay. So now let's talk about 15. All right. So again, guys, I don't want to waste time. So if you said you know for sure the answer is B, I've heard a couple answers, then there's no point. All right. If you're not understanding why you think the answer is B, then I'll be happy to do that problem. But I kind of thought that was kind of easy, right? Right? Anybody have any questions with 15? Nobody? Wow, that's good. All right. So 16, we have to figure out what the radius is. All right. And how do I figure out what the radius is? Oh, do you, I have a charge. Oh, okay. Okay. So number 16, help me out. What was, say it again. I need to figure out R. How do I figure out R? Good. Hold on a second. Let me fix this. Tangent of 52 is equal to what? Yeah, 12 over R. All right. So R is equal to 12 divided by the tangent of 52. And what was that approximately? 9 point. Okay. So now if I want to find the volume is what? 1/3 pi. Then what? Your answer squared times what? Times 12. Remember, we're trying to use the answer that's in the calculator. All right, trying to use the answer that's in the calculator. So I don't mind leaving in terms of pi. So the volume is approximately what? Anybody else get that? Millimeters cubed. What? Somebody said 351. All right, so I just misheard you. 351. All right, anybody have any issues with that? Anybody have any issues? A cone has a radius of 4 meters and slant height of 5. So the height would automatically be what? 3. That was way too easy. What's the volume? 16 pi meters cubed. Anybody? Issues, issues, issues. Bless you. All right, 18 now. Find the volume of a triangular prism with a right triangular base with legs 2, 3, and a height of 7. That's relatively easy, correct? Volume, someone tell me. 21 cubic feet. Anybody have any issues? Nobody? All right, I'm pretty happy with that. 19. A triangular pyramid with a right triangular base of 8 and a hypotenuse of 10 has a volume of 144. Find the height. Working backwards, we should be fine. Somebody said 18. 6. There's a big difference, 6 and 18. Charlie? Why? Okay, so we have right triangular base with leg 8 and a hypotenuse 10, which means the other leg is what? The other leg is equal to 6. So then volume is 144 is equal to triangular pyramid. So it would be 1/3 times 6 times 8 times H. Is that right? Oh, thank you. I forgot the 1/2. Thank you very much. Forgot the 1/2. Is everybody okay with that? Which is nice now because this just cancels out, right? So is everybody comfortable now with 144 divided by 8? Is that all right? Like I said, I don't know. I don't care. Whoever says 6. Do you see anybody have any more issues with that? We did 1/3 times, and this is the formula for the base. 1/2 6 times 8. Is that okay? Did I answer your question? You good? All right. Find the volume of the pyramid. Now this base is a what? Pentagon, which is a little annoying. So it requires a little bit of work. So what I want to do is I want someone to tell me what the volume, just tell me the final answer. Volume is what? Centimeters, what? I don't think there's a radical 3 because it's not a hexagon. True? It's not a hexagon. Now, what? Yeah, so that's just a mistake, right? So you just be careful on the test. It's a pentagon, right? So there is no special right triangle. All right. So we know that 360 divided by 5, and then 72 divided by 2. So if I'm blowing this up, this angle right here is 36 degrees. Do you agree with that? And then this is 3. So we need the height. So what trig function? Right, I'm looking at the tangent, it looks like to me. Tangent of 36 is equal to 3 over h. Would you agree with that? So h was 3 divided by the tangent of 36, which is roughly what? Come on, help me, guys. About 4.1. I don't care because we're going to use that in our calculator, right? So now the volume is equal to 1/3. Area of the base now is a triangle, so I'm not going to forget this time. 1/2, what's the base? And what's the height? The answer. Thank you. 1/3, 1/2 base times height. Now, how many triangles are there? Times 5. Times the height of the pyramid, which is what? 8. All right, I don't know if that helps, but double check that. Anybody have any issues? All right, simple. I told you. The volume of a cylinder is 96 pi. Working backwards, the diameter would be what? 8 meters. Anybody agree with 8 meters? Anybody not agree with 8 meters? Does anybody need me to do the problem? All right, seems like we're getting pretty good at this. All right. So Sam is filling a rectangular pan with liquid from the cylindrical can. The can is 3/4 full of water. Determine whether the water will fill up the pan. Yes or no? I got a no for sure. Anybody say yes for sure? All we have to do is find the volume of this. Agreed? And then find the volume of this. Anybody have any issues with it being 3/4 full? Nobody? So it's definitely no. Everybody's telling me? All right. 23, find the volume. All right, so in terms of pi, this should be nice. Volume equals, someone tell me. 38 point what? What is it? 116? 116 over 3 pi inches cubed. Is that all right? Yeah. Is that 38.3 repeated pi? Oh, okay. That's right. 0.6. You okay with that? All right. Anybody have any issues with that? The lateral area of a cone is 71.6 and the slant height is 6. What's the volume? What's the answer to 24? 22.338 millimeters cubed. Yeah, we're not sure about this. First of all, if you don't know what lateral area means, you could have looked it up, right? That's something I want to make sure it's clear. But lateral area is just the area of the sides. So when you're making a cone, all right, the lateral area would be just the area of the side of the cone, not including the circle. All right, so what did I say that the surface area of the cone was? Can I remember? Surface area is? No, that's gross. Come on. First of all, what is this right here? Right, but I want the whole surface area, I said. Yeah, but the base is a what? Circle. So I'd like everybody to say it's pi r squared, and then 1/2 perimeter times the slant height. But the perimeter of a cone is the what? Circumference. So it's 1/2 2 pi r L. And what happens to the 1/2 and the 2? They cancel. So the surface area is equal to pi r squared plus pi r L. So from that information, what is the formula for lateral area of a cone? Pi r L. Thank you. Because the pi r squared is the what? The pi r squared is the base area. Now, again, if you didn't know what lateral area was, there's this thing called Google lateral area of a cone, and it will come up and it'll tell you what the formula is. All right, for those of you guys who forgot. All right, but I don't mind reviewing because I think it's instructional here how to calculate that. All right, 1/2 perimeter times the slant height is the lateral area, all right, of a pyramid. All right, so now I have pi RL, correct? So pi RL is equal to 71.6, which means that the slant height is 6. So 6 pi times R equals 71.6. So R equals 71.6 divided by 6 pi. Somebody tell me what that is approximately. No, not 37. About what? No. So again, the reason why I'm asking you this is because, does everybody understand if you do 71.6 divided by 6 pi, that's the wrong answer. You got to do 71.6, yes, divided by that quantity, or just do 71.6 divided by 6 divided by pi. All right, now you're telling me what's the answer approximately? 3.7, blah, blah, blah. All right. So now we have to come up with the volume of the cone. So volume is equal to 1/3 pi. What are we doing? Answer what? Answered squared. Times what, though? No. Times the what of the cone? The height of the cone. That's why this is such a good problem. Do we know the height of the cone? No. All right, how do I find the height of the cone? Yay, thank you. So what's the hypotenuse? 6. So 6 squared is equal to our answered squared plus b squared, or in this case, h squared. So in my opinion, you would just do 36 on your calculator minus, then you scroll up to that 3.7 answer, hit square, hit equal, then hit the square root. And what is the height approximately? 4.645. I don't want you just writing that. I want you to tell me if you're not sure about 4.645. Anybody have any issue? I think I'm putting this one on the test for sure. What? Okay, so our slant height of the cone is 6. Do you agree with this? And our radius, we said, was that 3.7. I'm trying to find the height. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So then we just did 36 minus that answer squared, and then we took the square root. So someone is telling me that it's 4.645. Now notice I like Bo. He's not just writing down 4.645. He's asking me. All right? There's no reason. I think that one's a really good problem. All right? There's just lots of math you have to understand there. And if you don't understand what's going on, it'd be helpful to say, hey, I'm a little lost. No one's lost. All right, that's good news. So then the volume in terms of pi is roughly what, guys? Well, I have a big one. I have a big difference. What is it? 21.9. Now, let me ask you this, guys. Everybody pay attention. Are these answers kind of close? So if I were grading this on the test, I'd probably say the 21.97 did what, probably? Rounded some of the radius. Does everybody understand what I'm saying? All right, that's why I'm trying to tell you to use the answers that are on the calculator. All right, don't round until the very end. All right, now I'm not necessarily saying that's true or not, but there is a difference between these two. So if you use the answers on the calculator, were we okay with 22.338? Oh, and then I forgot the pi. Yeah. Is that okay? Everybody's good on that now? Like I said, probably count that one. All right. All right, here we go. Toby wants to find the volume of a solid toy soldier. He fills a rectangular container 8 centimeters by 6 centimeters by 10 centimeters with a depth of 4. All right, so what is the answer? Somebody's confidently saying E. I got A, I got a B. I got B. So I have several B's here. Anybody else? All right, does anybody remember that Eureka? You guys remember the guy who got in the bathtub? That's actually how they figured out. They were trying to figure out the volume of irregular shapes, right? Because, you know, that's what this is all about. It's displacement. So the displacement of the water is the actual volume of what you put in the water. All right, does that make sense to everybody? All right, so in this particular case, the rectangular prism is 8 centimeters by 6 centimeters. Does this 10 meters high really matter? No, it doesn't matter. All right. So it says that it's filled to a depth of 4 centimeters, correct? But then when he drops it in, the height now becomes what? The height now becomes 6.6. Does everybody agree? So the water was displaced how many centimeters? So the answer is simply 8 times 6 times 2.6. Is that making any sense? How did I get what? Who said that? Because we went from what? We went from a height of what? 4 centimeters to what? 6.6. Does that make sense? All right. The base doesn't change. Do you agree? All right. The base does not change. All right. So if I do 8 times 6 times 2.6, what is my answer? A. Wow. All right. How's everybody doing on that? The multiple choice are the ones directly off the ACT and SAT. All right. Here we go. 26. Now, I've heard 2 people tell me it's J. Now, remember, I'm asking if you're sitting there not sure, tell me what. So you have to find the volume, right? What's the volume? That's right, 180 pi. All right. Then it says that the weight of 1 cubic meter is this, 2,205 pounds. So all I'm doing is, this is how many cubic meters there are. Do you agree? So I'm just multiplying that by 2,205, right? Is that making sense now? All right. 27. Somebody said D, but B. It says, what is the volume of the smallest box? Well, we need it to be how many inches tall? And what would be the box's base? 8 by what? 8 by 3. Does everybody agree? 8 times 8 times 3 would be the volume of the box, which is, I think, 192. Everybody okay with that? Now you can see why that delete that answer page had nothing to do with it. All right. So I'm pretty happy with that. All right. Now, anybody circling back real quick? Does anybody need an extra thought on something? Looking these over. Like I said, the quiz on Wednesday or whatever I decide to call it, it's just these word problems. All it is, a bunch of word problems. All right. So if you're not sure about it, you got to speak up. William, tell me. 19 right here, buddy. Did you do 1/3 times 1/2 BH times capital H? Volume equals 1/3. The area of the base is a triangle, so that's 1/2 little b little h times capital H. This is the triangle, right? So it's 1/3 times 1/2 times 6 times 8 times h equals 144. You agree with that or not? Yeah. Okay, Sam. Pi RL. They give you the lateral area. You don't have to find it. Does that make sense? We're using the lateral area to figure out what the radius is. You agree now? No questions? Why did you need to find the height? To find the volume. Okay. Yes, sir. Let's look at 23 again. Yeah, okay, so this is just volume of a cone, which is 1/3 pi r squared times h, plus a cylinder, which is just pi r squared times h. You agree with that? Now, it looks like the height of the cone should be 5, right? Sorry. You see it should be 5, right? So it's just 1/3 pi times 2 squared times 5 plus pi times 2 squared times 8. You agree with that? Yeah. And then, of course, just 32 pi down here. And this is 20 pi over 3. 32 times 3 is 96. 96 plus 20 is 116. All right. Yes, good. Somebody said the answer to 18 we had was 21. You good or not? Yeah. All right. Anybody else? All right, so I'm pretty happy with that. All right, so what I did was I just created another little volume sheet. So I think it doesn't even have that many problems.